The holographic display aboard the CSS Hyperion flickered with countless red dots as Captain Sarah Chen watched the alien fleet emerge from hyperspace. Each point of light represented a vessel of the Nexus Confederation, their sleek biomechanical ships arranging themselves in a perfect geometric pattern that spoke of technological superiority and absolute confidence. "Final count, Lieutenant Harrison?" Chen asked, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. 217 ships, Captain. Their energy signatures are unlike anything in our database. Harrison's fingers danced across his console, analyzing the data streaming in. Their smallest vessel outputs more power than our entire Pacific defense grid. Chen nodded, maintaining her composure as she studied the tactical display. The Hyperion, Earth's most advanced visible warship, was supposedly humanity's flagship. In reality, it was an elaborate decoy designed to project an image of humanity still struggling with basic space travel. The real power of Earth's fleet remained hidden, waiting. "They're broadcasting, Captain," Communications Officer Patil announced. "All frequencies, all Earth languages simultaneously." The message materialized in the air before them, carried by particles that seemed to ignore the normal rules of physics. "People of Earth, the Nexus Confederation welcomes you to the galactic community. Your species has shown remarkable progress, advancing from primitive chemical propulsion to basic space travel in mere centuries. We come to guide you, to elevate you, to protect you from the harsh realities of the cosmos." Chen exchanged glances with her executive officer, Commander David Rivera. They both recognized the carefully crafted condescension in the message. The Confederation wasn't offering partnership. They were declaring a subtle form of conquest. "Their scan patterns are getting more aggressive," Harrison reported. "They're trying to penetrate our defensive screens." "Let them look," Chen replied with a slight smile. "Show them exactly what Protocol Omega dictates they should see." For decades, humanity had prepared for this moment. Every visible piece of technology, every satellite, every space station had been carefully designed to present an image of a species just taking its first steps into space. But beneath this facade lay the true extent of human innovation. The alien fleet scans washed over Earth's defenses, finding exactly what they expected: primitive kinetic weapons, basic shield technology, and nuclear-powered engines. What they couldn't detect were the quantum phase generators hidden in Earth's asteroid belt, or the dimensional pocket harboring humanity's real fleet. "They're launching smaller vessels," Harrison announced. "Appears to be a diplomatic delegation. 6 ships, headed for our position." Chen straightened her uniform. "Very well. Time to play our part. Lieutenant Patel, prepare to receive our distinguished guests." Commander Rivera, initiate silent protocol across all Earth forces. No one breaks character unless explicitly ordered. The delegation's approach was a masterclass in implied dominance. Their ships moved with impossible grace, their hulls shifting and flowing like liquid metal. They were showing off, demonstrating just how far advanced their technology was compared to humanity's apparent level. "Captain," Harrison's voice dropped to a whisper, "I'm detecting quantum fluctuations from their drive systems. They're not just scanning us. They're running combat simulations. They're testing our response times, our weapon capabilities." "Of course they are," Chen replied quietly. "They're not here to welcome us. They're here to assess how easily we can be conquered." The first contact humanity had dreamed of for centuries was turning into a carefully choreographed conquest. But the Nexus Confederation was about to learn that appearances could be deceiving, and that humanity had mastered the art of strategic deception long before reaching the stars. As the alien delegation prepared to dock, Chen sent a coded quantum burst transmission to Earth Command. "Protocol Omega confirmed. Confederation hostile. Recommend activation of Project Prometheus." The response came back instantly. "Understood. Maintain deception. Prometheus rising in 36 hours. Good hunting, Captain." Chen allowed herself a small smile. The Confederation thought they were dealing with a primitive species taking its first steps into space. They were about to discover that humanity had learned to run long before they arrived. The game was about to begin, and humanity was holding all the cards. They just hadn't shown their hand yet. Deep within the dimensional pocket hidden in the Kuiper Belt, Admiral Maya Santos stood aboard humanity's best-kept secret. The U.S. Prometheus wasn't just a warship. It was a testament to human ingenuity and determination, built using principles that the Nexus Confederation would consider impossible for a primitive species to understand. "Status report on the Confederation diplomatic mission," she asked, watching as holographic displays showed real-time quantum transmissions from Earth. Dr. Elena Volkov, the ship's chief scientist, pulled up multiple data streams. "They're doing exactly what we predicted, Admiral. The Confederation representatives aboard the Hyperion are putting on quite a show, demonstrating their superior technology while subtly mapping Earth's defensive capabilities." The Prometheus's bridge was unlike anything the Confederation could imagine. Instead of traditional controls, the crew interfaced directly with the ship through neural links, their thoughts melding with quantum processors that could calculate combat solutions faster than light could travel. "They still haven't detected any of our quantum sensors?" Santos asked. "No, Admiral," Lieutenant James O'Neill replied from his tactical station. "Our reverse-engineered stealth systems are working perfectly. We've been watching their every move since they entered the solar system, but as far as they know, we're just primitive humans playing with chemical rockets." Santos smiled as she watched the Confederation's diplomatic display. For 30 years, humanity had prepared for this moment. When the first alien probe had crashed in the Atacama Desert, Earth's governments had made an unprecedented decision. Instead of announcing first contact, they would keep it secret and use the advanced technology to prepare for the day its owners came looking. "New transmission from the Hyperion," O'Neill announced. "Captain Chen reports the Confederation delegation is becoming more aggressive in their guidance proposals. They're suggesting immediate integration of their technology into Earth's infrastructure, with their engineers in control, of course." "Of course," Santos muttered. "They want their systems in place before they show their true intentions." "Dr. Volkov, how are the quantum shield modifications progressing?" Volkov's hands danced through the holographic interface. "Final calibrations are complete. We've successfully replicated their shield frequency modulation patterns. When we reveal ourselves, their weapons will be useless against us, but ours will cut right through their defenses." The Prometheus represented humanity's greatest achievement, a perfect fusion of reverse-engineered alien technology and human innovation. While the Confederation's ships relied purely on their advanced technology, the Prometheus combined it with humanity's greatest strength, the ability to think differently. "Message from Earth Command," O'Neill reported. "The Confederation fleet is expanding their formation. Long-range sensors detect more ships emerging from hyperspace. They're positioning for a full planetary containment grid." Santos nodded grimly. The Confederation was following their standard playbook: overwhelm with numbers, demonstrate technological superiority, and force submission through implied threat. They had used these tactics successfully across dozens of star systems. But humanity had studied that playbook, learned from it, and prepared countermeasures that would turn the Confederation's strengths into weaknesses. "Show me the neural net combat projections," Santos ordered. The air filled with probability streams, showing countless possible battle scenarios. The Prometheus's quantum computers had run millions of simulations, learning from each one to create perfect counter-strategies. "Admiral," Volkov said quietly, "we're detecting unusual energy signatures from the Confederation fleet. They're charging weapons while still maintaining diplomatic protocols." "They're getting impatient," Santos observed. "They expected us to be awed by their display, to submit quickly to their guidance. Instead, Captain Chen and the Hyperion crew are playing their roles perfectly, appearing impressed while finding diplomatic ways to delay." The bridge crew watched as more red dots appeared on their tactical display, representing additional Confederation ships entering the system. They were following a classic encirclement pattern, one that had probably worked countless times against other unprepared species. "Signal from Earth Command," O'Neill announced. "They're initiating final protocol. Captain Chen has been ordered to refuse the Confederation's next proposal. They expect this to trigger the Confederation's contingency plans." Santos straightened in her command chair. This was the moment they had prepared for, the culmination of 3 decades of secret development and preparation. "Begin power-up sequence," she ordered. "But keep us phased just out of normal space-time. I want to see exactly how the Confederation reacts when their diplomatic facade cracks." The Prometheus hummed to life, its quantum cores channeling energy through systems that merged human creativity with alien science. In the dimensional pocket, other ships of humanity's hidden fleet began their own power-up sequences, each one a unique combination of stolen technology and human engineering. "New transmission from the Hyperion," O'Neill reported. "The Confederation delegation is demanding immediate compliance. They're dropping the friendly act, starting to show their real intentions." "Good," Santos replied. "Let's see what they do when their masks come off. Then we'll show them ours." Throughout the solar system, hidden quantum sensors recorded every move the Confederation made, every communication they sent, every weapon they charged. The aliens thought they were dealing with a primitive species that would be easily cowed by their display of advanced technology. They were about to learn that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't technology. It was the ability to turn an enemy's assumptions against them. The moment of revelation came with theatrical timing. As the Confederation's Supreme Commander Zixtal delivered his final ultimatum to the Hyperion, the dimensional pocket hiding humanity's true fleet collapsed with calculated precision. The U.S. Prometheus emerged into normal space directly behind the Confederation's command ship, its quantum wake disrupting the aliens' supposedly impenetrable shield grid. Before the Confederation fleet could react, 50 more human vessels materialized at strategic points throughout their formation, each one targeting key tactical positions that the aliens thought were secure. "Their shield frequencies are fluctuating," Lieutenant O'Neill reported from his tactical station. "They're trying to adapt to our presence, but their automated systems can't make sense of our quantum signatures." Admiral Santos watched as confusion spread through the Confederation fleet. Their perfect geometric formation, designed to intimidate primitive species, began to break apart as individual ships tried to respond to threats appearing in supposedly impossible positions. "Your species was given an opportunity to join the Confederation peacefully." Zixtal's voice crackled across all frequencies, his previous diplomatic tone replaced with cold authority. "Now you will learn the price of resistance." Santos allowed herself a small smile. "Send response on all channels, Lieutenant. Let everyone hear it." Her voice echoed across space, carried by the same quantum channels the Confederation used for their own communications. "Commander Zixtal, humanity appreciates your offer. However, we prefer equal partnerships to subjugation. Your tactical systems are currently calculating that you outnumber us 5-1. I suggest you run those calculations again." The Prometheus's neural interface showed Santos exactly what the Confederation ships were seeing: quantum ghost images of human vessels appearing and disappearing throughout their formation, making it impossible to determine the true size of Earth's fleet. It was a technique developed by Dr. Volkov, using the aliens' own sensor technology against them. "Impossible," Zixtal responded. "Your species barely understands basic spaceflight. These readings must be sensor malfunctions." "Lieutenant O'Neill," Santos ordered, "demonstrate our understanding of basic spaceflight." The Prometheus's quantum cores pulsed, sending waves of energy through space that the Confederation's sensors registered as mathematical impossibilities. Their shield systems, programmed to defend against known forms of attack, couldn't process the hybrid human-alien technology. "Multiple Confederation vessels powering weapons," O'Neill reported. "They're preparing to fire." "Let them," Santos replied calmly. "Dr. Volkov, initiate Project Mirror." As the Confederation ships launched their first volley, something unprecedented happened. The energy beams meant to cripple the human fleet struck quantum phase shields and simply disappeared. Moments later, those same energy signatures emerged from the human ship's weapon ports, striking back at their sources with perfect precision. Direct hits on 23 Confederation vessels, O'Neill announced. Their own weapon energy signatures are bypassing their shields completely. They have no defense against their own technology. The Confederation fleet's response was chaos. Some ships maintained formation, firing desperately at targets their sensors couldn't properly track. Others began emergency maneuvers, their crews realizing too late that they were fighting an enemy who had studied them for decades and knew exactly how to counter their tactics. "Admiral," Dr. Volkov called out, "I'm detecting massive energy buildup in their command ship. They're preparing to deploy their primary weapon system." Santos nodded. "Right on schedule. Signal the Hyperion. Captain Chen can drop the act now." Across the battlefield, the supposedly primitive CSS Hyperion suddenly transformed. Its hull, appearing damaged and outdated moments before, shifted as quantum camouflage systems deactivated. The vessel that the Confederation had dismissed as primitive revealed itself to be just as advanced as the Prometheus. "Confederation command ship is launching their primary attack," O'Neill reported. "Quantum-based energy weapon designed to bypass all known shield technologies, exactly as their crashed probe's database described." Santos replied, "Initiate quantum inverse." As the massive energy beam from Zixtal's ship lanced out toward Earth, something unprecedented happened. The beam struck a quantum field generated by coordinated human ships and simply inverted, its energy turning back on itself through higher dimensional space. The Confederation command ship shields, designed to protect against external attacks, had no defense against their own weapon energy emerging inside their barrier. Secondary explosions rippled along its hull as systems overloaded. "How?" Zixtal's voice had lost all its authority. "How did you develop this level of technology without us detecting it?" "Commander," Santos replied, "humanity's greatest advantage isn't our technology. It's our ability to hide our true capabilities until the right moment. We've been studying your species since your probe crashed on Earth 30 years ago. Everything you've seen from us, every primitive satellite, every inefficient engine, every outdated weapon, was designed to make you underestimate us." The neural interface showed Santos the status of every human ship, every Confederation vessel, every quantum energy signature in the battle space. The aliens' rigid tactical doctrine was falling apart in the face of an enemy that didn't fight according to their expectations. "Last chance, Commander," Santos transmitted. "We can end this now, establish diplomatic relations as equals, or we can continue this demonstration of why assuming technological superiority doesn't guarantee victory." Throughout the solar system, the hidden sensors that had watched the Confederation's arrival now recorded their moment of decision. Would they accept that they had underestimated humanity, or would pride drive them to continue a battle they had already lost? In the aftermath of the battle, the Grand Conference Chamber aboard the Prometheus hosted an unprecedented meeting. Admiral Santos sat across from Supreme Commander Zixtal, whose silver-scaled features struggled to maintain composure as holographic displays showed the full extent of humanity's deception. 30 years, Zixtal said, his translator converting complex harmonics into human speech. "For 30 years, you analyzed our technology, studied our tactics, and prepared countermeasures, all while maintaining the illusion of a primitive civilization." "We had good teachers," Dr. Volkov replied, gesturing to the holographic display of the crashed probe. "Your technology showed us what was possible. Human creativity showed us how to achieve it differently." The displays showed the evolution of human space technology, not the public version the Confederation had seen, but the real development that had taken place in secret. Quantum physics merged with human intuition, alien materials combined with Earth engineering in ways the Confederation had never considered. "Your shield technology," Zixtal's chief scientist, Valtra, interjected. "It doesn't follow any known principles of energy deflection. Instead of blocking our weapons, we let them in, Volkov finished. But we control the quantum states of the energy particles. Your weapons became our power source, feeding directly into our systems. Basic judo principles apply to energy weapons. Santos watched the Confederation leaders struggle with concepts that challenged their fundamental understanding of technology. The aliens had developed their systems in a straight line, each advancement building directly on the last. Humans had taken their technology and reimagined it completely. This vessel, Valtra continued, her sensor appendages waving in agitation as she studied the Prometheus's specifications. These quantum cores, they're based on our designs, but you've modified them to process information in ways we thought impossible. Because you never considered combining them with human neural patterns, Lieutenant Harrison explained. Your AI systems are purely logical. We added human intuition, allowing the quantum processors to think creatively, to make imaginative leaps. Zixtal's attention turned to Captain Chen, who had joined them from the Hyperion. Your performance was exceptional. You maintained the illusion of a primitive commander awed by our technology, while simultaneously coordinating with your real fleet. Chen smiled diplomatically. Human history is full of examples of apparent weakness being used as strength. We learned long ago that being underestimated can be a powerful advantage. The conference chamber's displays shifted to show Earth's history, not just the sanitized version initially shared with the Confederation, but the full complexity of human development. Wars and peace, conflicts and alliances, each crisis forcing humanity to adapt and innovate. Your species never stopped fighting, Valtre observed. Yet instead of destroying yourselves, you grew stronger. Each conflict pushed your technology in new directions. Because we learned to turn our competitors into collaborators, Santos explained. Every major war in our history ended with former enemies sharing knowledge, combining strengths. We're offering the Confederation the same opportunity now. Zixtal's posture shifted, a sign of internal conflict in his species. You could have revealed yourselves peacefully. Why maintain the deception until we forced your hand? Because we needed to understand your true intentions, Chen replied. Your peaceful greeting was diplomatic theater. You came to Earth expecting to find another primitive species to absorb into your confederation. We needed to know if you could accept equals rather than subjects. The chamber fell silent as the implications of humanity's strategy became clear. The Confederation had encountered many species in their expansion across the galaxy, but they had never faced one that had turned their own assumptions into a weapon. Your technology is still more advanced in many areas, Santos acknowledged. But humanity's strength isn't just our technology. It's our ability to use it in ways you never imagined. We're offering an exchange, your experience for our innovation. Valtra's sensor appendages twitch with excitement. The possibilities, combining our established principles with human creativity. The potential advances are beyond calculation. If, Zixtal emphasized, we can trust each other after this deception. Commander, Santos replied, trust isn't built on blind faith. It's built on understanding. You now understand humanity's capabilities and our willingness to use them. We understand the Confederation's potential for both peaceful cooperation and attempted dominance. That honest understanding is the best foundation for trust. The holographic displays showed new simulations, not of battle scenarios, but of combined human Confederation technology. Quantum cores enhanced by human neural interfaces, shield systems that adapted with creative intelligence, ships that could think in ways neither species had achieved alone. There are other species watching us, Zixtal said quietly. Other powers in the galaxy who will see the Confederation treating with humans as equals after centuries of expansion through superior force. They will perceive weakness. No, Santos corrected. They will perceive evolution. The Confederation isn't becoming weaker by accepting humanity as equals. It's becoming stronger by adapting to a new reality. Just as humanity grew stronger by learning from your technology, the Confederation can grow stronger by learning from us. 1 month after the confrontation that changed galactic politics, the Prometheus and the Confederation flagship Eternal Dawn hung in high Earth orbit, their crews working together to integrate their technologies. The sight of humans and Confederation engineers collaborating would have been unthinkable weeks ago. Admiral Santos stood in the Prometheus's newly expanded observation deck, watching Earth rotate below while Supreme Commander Zixtal's holographic form shimmered beside her. "The Council has ratified the Alliance Treaty," Zixtal announced. "Not unanimously, but with sufficient majority to proceed. Earth is officially recognized as a sovereign equal to the Confederation." "And the Technology Exchange Program?" Santos asked, though she already knew the answer from the quantum-linked reports streaming through her neural interface. "Proceeding beyond our highest projections," Zixtal replied. Dr. Volkov and Valtra's combined research team has already developed 3 new quantum field applications. They're calling it intuitive physics, a merger of Confederation precision and human creativity. On the deck below, Captain Chen was conducting a tour for a group of Confederation tactical officers. The aliens watched in fascination as she demonstrated the neural-linked combat systems that had allowed humanity to counter their supposedly superior technology. "Your deception changed everything," Zixtal admitted. "Not just our relationship with Earth, but the Confederation itself. Our captains are questioning traditional tactics, experimenting with new approaches. Some find it disturbing." "Change usually is," Santos replied. "But it's necessary for growth. Humanity learned that lesson through centuries of conflict and cooperation. The Confederation is learning it through our encounter." The holographic displays showed the progress of joint human Confederation projects throughout the solar system. Quantum shipyards combining both species' technologies, defense systems that merged alien precision with human unpredictability, and research stations where scientists from both civilizations work to understand the universe in new ways. "The Rimward powers are already responding to our alliance," Zixtal noted. "The hegemony particularly seems concerned about the implications." Santos smiled. "Let them be concerned. The Confederation brings centuries of established technological development. Humanity brings the ability to use that technology in ways no one expects. Together, we're stronger than either of us alone." Dr. Volkov's voice came through the quantum link. "Admiral, Commander, you'll want to see this. We've just completed the first test of the hybrid quantum core." The observation deck's displays shifted to show the experimental engine. It looked like abstract art. Confederation quantum technology merged with human neural interfaces in ways that defied conventional engineering. As they watched, it powered up, its energy signature unlike anything either species had created before. "Remarkable," Zixtal said. "The efficiency ratings are beyond our theoretical limits." "How?" "Because we removed the limits," Volkov explained, her excitement clear even through the quantum link. "Confederation technology provided the foundation, but human creativity showed us how to break the rules you thought were unbreakable." Santos watched as more data streamed in from joint projects across the solar system. Each one showed the same pattern. 2 species learning from each other, combining their strengths to create something new. "There will be challenges," Zixtal warned. "Many in the Confederation still struggle with the concept of true equals rather than subjects, and some of your people remain suspicious of our intentions." "Of course," Santos agreed. "Trust isn't built in a day. But every successful collaboration, every shared breakthrough, brings us closer together. We're creating something unprecedented, a partnership of equals based on mutual respect and shared innovation." The quantum link buzzed with a priority alert. Long-range sensors had detected unusual activity at the edge of the solar system. Both Santos and Zixtal accessed the data simultaneously through their respective interfaces. "Hegemony scout ships," Zixtal identified them. "Testing our combined defenses, measuring our response patterns." "Then let's show them what they're dealing with," Santos suggested. "Not just Confederation technology, not just human innovation, but something entirely new." The Prometheus and the Eternal Dawn moved in perfect synchronization, their combined sensor systems tracking the intruders. Their responses weren't purely Confederation protocol or human tactics, but a hybrid approach that demonstrated the strength of their alliance. As the hegemony ships quickly retreated, Santos reflected on how far both species had come. The Confederation had arrived expecting to find primitive humans to subjugate. Instead, they had found equals who showed them new ways to grow and adapt. Humanity had prepared for potential enemies and found partners who could help them reach further into the cosmos than ever before. "The galaxy is changing," Zixtal observed. "Our alliance will inspire some and frighten others. The next few years will be interesting." "Good," Santos replied. "Interesting times drive innovation. And together, there's no challenge we can't meet, no problem we can't solve in new and unexpected ways." The Earth continued its eternal dance below them. But now it wasn't just humanity's home. It was the birthplace of a partnership that would reshape galactic civilization. Not through conquest or submission, but through the simple, powerful idea that different species working together as equals could achieve things neither could manage alone.